So welcome all to the ninth edition. We were able to do it for 9 regular weeks, which is a surprise for me also because I was a little bit busy as we started it, but I guess I'm able to do it. And without your questions and all, it should not have been possible. Thank you. Let's see what's how we are doing in terms of people attending and registering. I just added, I don't know why, while I was making the slide deck for today, I don't see this being a factor, how many people are joining or not, until unless there should be one person whom I can talk to. I don't want to record it alone, but it doesn't matter how many people join until unless there is one person whom I can talk to. I'll reshare what I talked about in the last week. The BC hackathon is still available for registration. Go ahead, register there. You can have a team from one person to 6 people in a team, and I guess there is 48 hours that will be given to solve a problem and then present the solution. So it's a great idea to test your AL skill, see what the rest of the world is doing, how people are solving their problems. So create a team within your organization if you can. Otherwise, I think that they will club people who are individuals. So it's up to you, but just go there and register. I think the last update that I read on Twitter that it may get a little bit delay because of the direction switch to virtual. So direction EMA and directions Asia are shifted to virtual. I was going to attend directions Asia. So I guess I haven't seen the timeline yet, but I'm pretty sure that they are virtual now. So based on that, the BC hackathon may get postponed a bit, but go ahead, register. If you have other people who are interested in your company, join as a team of 6 people, and then we'll see there. We'll see what happens on that week. Going forward, again, how do you register? This is the page every week. And if you want to be default attendee, as some of you are here or already default attendee and don't want to do it every week for registration, just ping in chat, make me as a default attendee, and then I'll add you in the list of default attendee. And going forward, you will get the invite every time. So let's talk about questions that we have today. And the first one is from Shahid. Is Shahid around today? I haven't seen him. Let's see. He's not. Okay, so this is around amount to word function of report check 1401 not working properly. And I use it in purchase order report for converting amount in word. Need workaround. That's interesting. That should work. So Shahid, whenever you are listening this, I would like to see the case. But what I did is just I created a page for my Business Central 14 database where I'm entering an amount and then using the same function in check translation management, I'm converting that amount into words and then displaying that on the GUI. So let me open my client, and this is Business Central 14. So I'll take this flexibility here. So let's pick a number. This is US, so it may not match if you're doing it for India or any other country. So it says 145 and 35 by 100 US dollars.
Yeah, that's the problem I'm facing.
Okay, yeah, you're here. Tell me.
Yeah.
So what do you want as it? You want this 35 by 100 to be into pennies and you know,
Because
times.
actually we use the similar format what India use, like use just rupees and paisa, and instead we use taka and paisa.
Okay, but you said Business Central 14. So what version you are using? W1?
W1.
Okay, so for W1 you will have to extend it because this is the default one, and the what you get for India is written in that code unit separately. You know, for that country localization. As in, you'll not see it on 14 because there is no 14 per se for India. But in your let me open my object designer if I can. Management. So in your Business Central 14 environment, that function doesn't lie in 14.01. That lies, and this is for US, so maybe it is different. But for US, it is on this code unit called check translation management, where there is a function called format amount format number text. So you'll have to see it in older version of the India per se, and I don't see a event, so you will not be able to change it. Hmm. So how you will do that? Hmm. Anybody else have done it in India in Business Central? As a no, nobody is on Business Central 14 in India. But it's all depends on Shahid on these numbers that are set here.
Yes, I saw this. Yes.
But it will not be able to extend it because I don't see any event on this place. So you will have to either create a similar functions in your custom code to translate it to your language. As in, I'll I'll have to see where it is saying rupees and dollars and all. But yeah, if you check it in India version, I don't have the India restored anywhere yet. But you'll have to take that reference. There is no reference of India or Bangladesh that you can find right now. So as of now, it need to be completely built for your extension. You can't use the base Microsoft one. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. So I need to actually totally new code I need to write.
Yeah. So you'll kind of have to write this function, and then there are, I guess, there is a init before this, like init text variable before this format number text is called. Let me see on 1401. So translation management dot, yeah, it sets all these parameters before it calls the uh, your format number text. So you'll have to kind of read that and then create a separate function per se for your localization until unless that product is available locally, which there are no news right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah, will do. I will try.
Okay, sounds good, man. I worked last time, I guess, 7 years ago on a check report for India. I'll be, I'll
Actually,
have to
I did.
look
Actually,
into
I
it
did.
somewhere.
It, I did in 2009 R2.
Right.
Maybe I can take that one and then uh, uh, change it here in L.
So if you are looking at it, then look for the latest version of India, which is 2016. Don't go so back in 2009.
Okay.
As near as you can, because 2016 will match more near to PC 14 than 2009.
Okay.
Mhm. Okay, and then the next one is from Manish. So Manish is here. Manish, what is this problem about SMTP mail coordinate and using function create message set from address as current email setup, but I need to send email. Okay, I got what you're saying. So can you tell me what you're trying to do, maybe, so that I can give you the right
So,
thought that I have in my mind?
yes, Saurabh, I created a custom message, a custom mail on purchase order, and when I try to send it from the user ID, the current user which is actually using the Business Central to send the mail that is from address. But
Mm-hmm.
what happening that it is picking the when I check the inbox of my Outlook, it comes from the SMTP mail ID, not from that particular user mail ID. That's the issue I'm facing.
And this is on Business Central, what version?
16 version, Business Central 16.
Okay, so let me see if I can.
Actually, I tried on the SO. I thought it might be on the PO side. So I tried on the SO, but the same result.
Okay, so there are a little bit changes in how SMT or emailing work in Business Central, and I should have written about it way ago. But there's Business Central 16 on-prem, latest 16.4 Docker. So now if you go to your SMTP mail setup, there is a boolean which let you allow sender substitute. Okay,
Okay.
so until unless you check it, it will not let you substitute the sender to a different sender ID. That's the first part of it.
Okay.
Okay, so first make sure that this is set. And second, which I was saying that I should have written about it, is there is a table called email item that what Microsoft uses everywhere. So let me load my Prism and then I'll show you. Okay, yeah, here it is. So there is a table called email item 9500. Okay, which gives you everything from name, from address, sent to CC, subject, body, multiple attachment if you have to add 7 attachments, still Business Central 40 if you want to add. Okay, and then this table, if you see, is used everywhere where Microsoft is trying to send an email. Okay, so like here, this is from where your sales and purchase orders are sent, which is temp email item. And let me see, email internal, it'll have a temp email item. And then if you see here, it says that if is allowed to change sender,
Okay.
then it changes it. So what this function does, it checks the same variable, I'm pretty sure that I was showing you, that allows sender substitute is true or not.
Okay.
So anytime you are trying to send an email, forgot about that old way of create message and all. Just
Mm-hmm.
use temp email item table. Create a temporary variable of this table. Insert your data that you want to send, and then there is a procedure on the same table called send,
Okay.
which behind the scenes also calls the mail management. Okay,
Okay.
and this send returns you that is it send or not. So if
Okay.
it
But
fails, you get that.
yeah, I think I tried it earlier. The issue I found in this that I was unable to attach the attachment in this mail. I think so. I found this issue.
So I don't know when you tried it, but I have tried adding attachments, and the way it works is that, let me see where it is. it attaches the email attachment here. It needs two parameters per attachment. One is the file path and file name for email item.
Okay, file name is okay. What should I pass it on the file path since it's on the cloud?
So you download it, right? So that's what I'm saying. Refer to the standard, the email that is sent by standard nav. So what happens here? This is the standard nav email file. Okay. When it comes here, it calls this function get attachment file name. This is file name, and then file path is coming from this file path. You might have to go back step by step to see where it is being set. But there will be a point where this is being generated. So server email body file path and server attachment file path, which is also coming. It's a loop that you'll have to go back, but you come here, it says found attachment, report uses temp attachment and body. Yeah, it's a loop. If you want, I can write about it someday maybe, and it'll make sense. So many people are, I used to write about emailing and then I stopped it because Microsoft built it into base. But I can surely write about it, and then maybe you can refer that.
Yes, Saurav, that would be helpful. Yeah.
Okay. Going forward, this is the question from Anu. I don't see Anu here. And help me guys if you have worked on workflow. This is security permission related to approving a transaction as follows. They have multi-level workflow hierarchy and they need any approver to have only read permission on the record without being able to modify it. For example, I gave the approver only read permission on purchase header and purchase line table. They are not able to approve the PO. Getting error when approve the PO, you don't have permission to modify purchase line. Also tried the indirect option of purchase line table data, but same error. That seems a special kind of request. As in, if I'm setting somebody as an approver, that person should be able to see that document that makes sense to read permission. But when that person approves or reject it, it will eventually change or it will eventually modify that document by changing that status field, in this case on purchase order. So you don't want that person to be modifying. So Anu, I don't know what the scenario. Anybody else understands it? As an I'm a little bit confused why this will be a requirement of approver not having permission to modify the document. Okay. So if anybody doesn't understand it, then I think Anu, what you can do, and this would be the easiest way to handle it, is remove the permission for that user approver from the purchase header, purchase order and purchase order subform pages, so that he cannot open those, because he will need permission to modify at the table level, because when he is trying to approve or reject, the document status and other things are changing. And so yeah, I don't think that there's an alternate to kind of limit him from not modifying the document. Because let's say if I'm the approver and I get an approval request and I open the document, which is still set as status as pending approval, then even being approver, I cannot modify it because the status is set for pending approval. So that case is gone, that he can modify it until unless he approves or reject it. And even if after approval or rejection, that approver goes and changes the document, then before posting, it will again require him to send for approval. So I don't know what your customer or you are trying to accomplish from this. That seems a little bit odd. So yeah, if you have a scenario, how as a business case, why your customer need it, if they are asking for it, is the approver is not part of your organization, which doesn't make any sense. If approver changes anything on the document, that document again need to go to approver. There is no other way of bypassing the approval if you have enabled the workflow. Anybody else have seen such requirement? This might be my first time seeing something like this.
No, Saurabh.
Okay, so yeah, Anu, I'll leave it to you.
A bit confusing.
Go
The
ahead.
idea is a bit confusing because whenever approver change it, status need to be changed in the purchase header, because then
Right.
if it is read only, then how it will be, I mean, changed.
Agreed. And let's assume that sorry, even after assigning the modify permission, what approver can do? If it is set for pending approval, he or she can, as approver, can go and modify, let's say, quantity on the lines because it's still on pending approval. He or she cannot post it. Uh, if after approval a process is complete, if the approver is going and trying to modify that document, that still doesn't cause any issues because it will again require an approval. That approver cannot bypass the approval if there is a multi-level hierarchy. Now, if you have the only fear that you might lose the document, or will lose the document, actual document, then use archiving. That anytime if somebody tries to release it, there is an auto archive that you can set. So you'll have multiple archive version of the same document when somebody tries to release it or change it. So I'm still trying to understand what is the intent behind this request, and if you can, if you can send me details around it, I can surely then think about a solution that how you can accomplish this. Okay, so let's move ahead, and the next one is from Kiran, and Kiran is here. How to implement multiple colors other than available for BC14? Hey Kiran,
Hi, sir.
welcome. I
Uh,
guess it's your first time.
yes, sir. It's my first time.
Okay, tell me, sir. I didn't get the content. Uh,
Requirement.
reasoning behind it. Yeah.
Sir, actually, I want to. I have one customer. He is required colors like now 2009 colors. There are multiple colors available in 2009, but in VC14 there are only 10 colors.
Where we are talking
Standard.
about these colors?
For
Reports,
page,
pages,
for
and all.
pages, sir. For pages.
As in, where
List
in
page.
pages you need color?
In list page, for example, status or any boolean, no, not boolean, but for status purpose in the list page. Actually, I have customization, so not used in standard.
Okay. So I guess you're talking about. Let me see.
Uh, Except standard colors, they want more colors combinations.
Okay, which version they are in? As in, you are using?
BC14.
So you're talking about these colors?
Yes, yes, these colors. So they want
Okay.
orange.
They want orange and yellow and pink and others, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
That's a very good thing that they want. Okay. So, I don't know how long they want it because this is something which will get deprecated in future. But right now, I think you will find something around uh, add-ins that you can use as in control add-ins or .NET add-ins that you can create. There is no other standard way to set those colors, but you'll surely find if you search on web how you can set those different colors in pages. There are control add-ins that are available that you can use to set colors in pages.
Okay, sir.
Have you seen those? I don't know. I'll have to find it. Let me see. I'm pretty sure, but I would not. I'll talk to customer, tell him that how long they want it because this is not something that maybe will be available on SaaS. As in, if somebody goes and dig deep into it and then try to find a solution for it, that's something else. But all these requests, I have seen those. That's for sure. Mm, Let me see. Okay. Oh, let me see with you guys. Is provided switch and all install. Do something like this. But yeah, I prefer to tell my customer right now not to use any colors per se. You know.
Yeah, sir, but actually, customer is upgrading from 2009 to VC14. So they said that our customers are confused if colors are changed. Uh, they want
Yeah,
exactly same copy.
I'm
Or
pretty sure there will be a way in business and 14, but that's something I don't kind of recommend. That's okay. It's up to you and the customer. But I have seen those. If you want, I can maybe send you a link later once I find it. Anybody else remember where they have seen it or anybody using it in Business Central 14? The colors and all? Nobody? Great. So Kiran, I can search it for you if possible, and then if I find it, I'll surely send it to you.
okay, sir.
That's
Thank you,
not a
sir.
problem. But
Okay.
yeah, that's something. It's an oh, list pages from. Let me see. What is this? Last thing which I'm looking at. Add in journal, RTC, and quote main component. I know it's possible, but I'll have to find where you can get an example to see how you will do it. But I know it's possible some way or the other. Okay, so I'll find it, Kiran, and I'll send it to you.
Okay,
Maybe
sir.
via email or I'll put it somewhere in the comment.
Okay.
Okay,
No problem, sir. Okay. No problem. Thank you, sir.
thanks. So we are back to Manish. Manish had a question around can we add additional report custom as attachment while sending default mail from PO? So Manish, you want to explain us the
Right,
business
right,
requirement behind
Saurabh.
it?
So, sort of what happening in the PO, again, I am stuck into the PO. So in the PO, while sending the mail, so system pick up the default report that we have already set on the report selection for the purchase order. So
Right.
in addition to that, they want the barcode report to be added on the mail. So can we do that?
And barcode report is based on what source table? As in, can you run it from purchase order directly?
The source table is custom table. So that's
Okay.
completely different.
Okay. So the way I'll do it is, let me open my VS Code. Let me create a new file. Okay, so you're trying to send email, and before sending the email, you want to attach an attachment, right?
Right.
So all that happens from your document emailing code unit, if I'm not wrong. So let me see the event, or maybe I'll use the event function. Okay, this is business 714. So that's why it is not allowed, but I'm going to space the event subscriber for code unit document email or doc email, I guess. Where is that? What is that table? Oh, sorry. What is that code unit? Document mailing. Okay. Sorry, being a app developer, always go back there. Document mailing. Why I don't find it? Oh, there's a hyphen, I guess. Hyphen. Yeah. So this is the code unit that I know is used for sending all the emails. Okay, the base ones.
Right.
Okay. So there should be an event. Oh, there is an event on before send email. So let's see what's there in this. After I said these, I'm pretty sure there should be a way to add this. Okay, so the parameters are these, and one of them is temp email item. So if I use this subscriber, then I can do my temp email item dot attachment file. Let's say, just to pick a random number. The base one is using the first one in journal. For the second attachment, I can set the attachment file part 2 and temp email item dot attachment file name 2. But remember this, that you'll have to figure out that this is the purchase one. That's very important. And the example that I have written yesterday for Shahid on my blog, that will give you a reference how you can do that. So there is a poster doc number, and that's okay. Yeah, so there is a report uses, based on which you will find out that which report standard Microsoft is using, as in, is it PO
Okay.
or is it purchase quote. So based on this, I can say that if my, I can create a variable here for my report selection dot selection, and then I can say report selection dot, what is that field? I'm forgetting our users. Yeah. If my report uses is not equal to my purchase order, order, which is P order. If it is not purchase order, then bye bye. I don't want to do anything. Okay.
Okay.
In
Okay.
that case, when there is a sales document or a purchase invoice, anything being sent via email, this subscriber doesn't bug the whole process and only runs on purchase order. Okay.
Okay.
And then you can attach your PDF or save your PDF and then attach it
Okay.
using these two. And once you are done with this, then it'll take those while sending the email automatically.
Yes, sir.
Does that make sense?
Right, Saurav. And as we have discussed previously, I would be expecting a blog from your end for attachment of the file path, because I tried many time, I think, for that in the cloud, but it didn't work for me. How to set a path for an attachment?
Okay.
Yeah,
So let
that
me
would be really
write down
helpful.
here around attaching an attachment in PC Sandbox. So the only thing that I have right now is my Docker on Sandbox, and I can only try on that. I don't have an actual
Oh,
sandbox where I can test it, but I hope that works. Let's see.
okay, okay. Thank you very much, Saurabh.
Okay, man. Anybody else have any questions around this? Okay. So I guess this is the last question from Nitin, and is Nitin here? I don't see him. It is, what is the best way to dealing with the deadlocks? We have a lot of automatic processes that post to item ledger entries. Therefore, we frequently run into locks or deadlocks, and this causes process to fail. Is there a pattern that you can suggest or Microsoft offer that will help alleviate this? Or are there any properties on SQL that you can set to reduce the occurrence? Nav 2018. And a lot of automatic processes to post on item ledger entries. So Nitin, I don't know how you are posting on item ledger entries and why there are lots of automatic processes that post to item ledger entries. I hope you are posting them via journal. So any posting to the ledger should happen via journals. And NAV 2018. NAV 2018 was the version where I guess they introduced the database locks feature in the product. Let me see if I find something. So it's normally around the way you write code. Let me see if I find when the database locks were introduced in Dynamics Nav. Database locks. They were added in 2017. So yeah, that's a pattern that you can test there to identify where your lock is and how you set it up. So this is an article that I wrote in 2016 for NAV 2017, how you set it up. That's the first thing, how you set that database lock, what settings are there and all. And then in continuation of that, I have written this blog, which is how you test a locking situation. So you enable the database lock, and then it tells you which code is causing that lock. So I created a lock scenario which showed me that this table is being logged by this user in this code unit. So you'll be able to identify where the locking is happening, and then you'll have to, check your custom code, that the way you have written it and how it's caused locking. Even if there is a way to reduce it from SQL, I would not go to that route, because think about upgrading your customer to the future versions. We will be restricted at the SQL level to change things. So I always suggest to to check your custom code which is causing this locking, because there is no other way that there's no other reason of causing locking other than the custom code. Till now 2018, I haven't seen base Microsoft causing locking until unless you modify something into it. And I've seen heavier databases where there's so much posting happening around items throughout the day with multiple users. So it's for sure your custom process that is causing it. You'll have to tweak that to fix the locking issues. Anybody else have any thoughts around lockings or deadlocks?
Yes, Saurabh. Actually, you said it correctly. It's the custom code only that is creating a deadlock in the system. Because I have also faced an NAV previously, and it was only and only due to the custom code, nothing else.
Right. Okay, so with that, I guess the questions are over, and now I'll open it for everybody. And I see the one hand is already raised. So Tanya, how are you? And what's your
Good, sir.
question?
How are you? How are you?
I'm good.
Sir, regarding this locking part, recently what happened in uh, in 2013 R2. So there is a custom table and a page. So nothing is happening on the page. No modification, no modify function is on the nothing actually on the page. Just a that page is basically created just to add manual entries, right? And I just faced an issue recently, and that was like another user has modified the record for this. In quotes, I'll just say that a customized table name, and after you retrieved it from the database, this was the actual error it popped up
Mm-hmm.
on my. So I didn't exactly know until now. I'm trying to figure this out. I was banging my head that nothing is on the page, no code has been written, and no modify. So I was like, I don't know, some weird, very vague, that nav behaved that way. And then we talked more about it, and there was some updation through SQL. Queries were done, and that was that was update queries were done in that table. So I would really like to know, does it really happen? Okay, I believe if the insertion is going on, then I can think that might be a problem, but even the updation can cause this issue.
So the way things have changed after 2009, which was a two-tier architecture, the classic line, is now any transaction that goes to your database
Mm-hmm.
is happens via service tier.
Right.
Okay. So anytime you do any SQL changes, they don't get reflected back in your database until a defined period of time, and which is when SQL, when your service reads that. So it all depends on when your service reads it. Okay. So that's why I keep on saying that start reducing your you know dependencies on SQL as much as you can. Okay, because that's where the problem is, that anytime you do any change from SQL, you get that error message which you are talking about, that the record has been modified and I cannot do anything.
Yeah.
I'll have to think about it, but there is a keyword in nav which can handle it, and let me see if I find it. But yeah, in general, you should try to keep every business logic or every changes that you want to do from CAL or AL based on what version you're using. But there is a use state and I forgot about it now.
Is it select latest version?
Yes, select latest version.
So so I should do that on the this on run. Is that
On
right?
run of the page you are
On the
saying,
page. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On any trigger, on after get
Sorry,
record.
on
Okay.
after get record. Yeah, so or maybe on open of page so that it reads it from the directly from the server. But I'll again talk about this article, which is from Microsoft. Forces the latest version of the database to be used from the data. Okay, this function makes sure that the data is displayed in the most current state in the database. The function clear all non-logged record from the client cache and thereby ensuring that you read the most recent data. Also clears the current client session cache and re-evaluate the caption class if there is any. Clearing the cache, which this function does,
Mhm.
and reading the data directly from database may impact your or will impact your performance, because then, so what happens on your service tier is you define the cache, that how much data you want to keep in the cache. So anytime the data is need to be read, it's first read from the cache. So there is a setting of defining how much is the cache, which is somewhere, it's set to 9, I guess, by default. Let me see if I find that. It changes every version where they placed it. But yeah, so if you do that, if you use the select last version, latest version, then it skips the cache, it resets the cache, it goes to database and read that data again. So use it wisely if you really need it to use it.
Because I have tried multiple times. I refreshed the page, I opened the nav again, I restarted the server. That error was not going on from that page, and I was
Is
getting
that
confused.
is
Until
that
now,
is that update SQL happening frequently, or is it
yeah,
running once
yeah,
in a while?
yeah. No, it is happening frequently, and this is the main problem. I figured out that yeah, they are doing the update from SQL, and so there are
I,
multiple reasons
I
that can hamper this.
I don't know what kind of update it is, and can't you do it from nav?
I even asked them that, but what really happened? This error is coming sometimes, and very on and off. It sometimes comes, it doesn't come. So what are they doing? They're trying to do it from the behind. Okay, we'll do it from the SQL query, but I don't think this is an optimal, the optimal way to do it. That if this is not working, but then I need to get a proper fix to that. That why it is not. So this maybe this keyword has really helped me a lot of time, but I didn't get that time. I'll just use this keyword. So I was confused on should I do it on page, on open page, or on after get record.
So okay, so you should use it at that point on after get current record. So as soon as the current record is get,
Okay.
then use it, so that as soon as user tries to navigate to the next record, it clears the cache, it fetches the value from the SQL again. But as I said, tell them that this may degrade the performance based on how much that page is being used.
That page is minimal usage. That page has a minimum usage, but that error is coming, frequent times. So they were a little worried about it, that why this page is coming, and it is very weird that no code has been written on the page. Nothing at all. It's just
Yeah, I'll talk to customer what that code is, what that update is, and if they need, I'll create a code unit and put it on my job queue as frequently as they want to run it. In that way, the transaction will be in sync with the service tier.
right.
Okay.
But I'll do try to select latest version on after current get recorded.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
And
Amandeep, go ahead. Yeah, Tanya.
I have one more question regarding the last time I gave a reply to that. That did that work? I don't know who asked that question. D365 extension management.
I guess that was Manish who was suggesting it, but he left. Oh no, he's here. Manish, you suggested that, or
Which?
uh,
Sorry,
Srinivas,
I
I
didn't
guess,
get that.
about that permission on the SaaS environment for D365 extension
No,
manager.
I think no, not on the permission.
So I me only
Yeah,
suggested that
yeah.
day.
Yeah, Tanya, you were saying something?
Hi, sir. Actually, I wanted to ask, did that work?
Okay.
No, so Srinivas, she is asking, did that work? Did you try that?
After that, I did not check that. So the day I saw that one, and I directly come to our session only that day. So later on that, I did not go through it.
Okay.
Not a problem. Thank you.
Okay. So Tanya, your issue around that user is fixed?
Are you
User
facing anything on that?
regarding that, yeah, and on that note, I would like to say that I have requested for another license to upgrade that essential one. So once they get me that license, then you were right that who is making the tenant is the main the admin of that business center, the
Right.
one who's making the tenant. And yes, once he is making the tenant, he can add also, he can make the other people as well. And so I'm just waiting for the license to, I can, they are getting it renewed. So once I get the license, I'll surely update you.
Sounds good. Okay. Amandeep, you have any questions? Okay. Srinivas, you have any questions? And just FYI, Kiran, Srinivas put a Microsoft link on the chat. Maybe that helps you. There are some styles that you can use. There are more colors than the baseline one.
Okay, sir. I will try.
But that is for the Q group, so I don't know will that work on your page or not. But give it a try. And I'll make a note that I'll have to send you the control heading thing. But yes,
Okay.
Srinivas, you have anything for us today?
Yeah, this week I don't have a server.
Good man, not a problem. Okay, so we see Philip. Am I spelling it correctly? Hey Philip.
Yes, yes. Hello, Saurav. Hello, everyone. No,
I'm good.
it's just my first time here, and I'll sure that I'll bring more questions next week.
Yeah, make them easy so that I can answer them.
Sure.
Okay, thanks, man.
Thank you.
Okay. And then we have Jignesh. Jignesh, you have anything for us today?
No, Saurav, thank you.
Okay. Keshav.
No, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Kiran.
No,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, sounds good.
Sir, you are asking about send color details in RTC means?
Yeah, I'll send it to you. I'm just making notes for myself so that I remember it. Otherwise I'll
Oh,
forget it after the meeting.
oh, okay, sir.
I'll send it to you. That's just for me.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Nice.
Manish.
No, Saurabh. Thank you.
Well, yeah, I'll try to write it maybe during this week if I get some time, and if that's possible, I'll surely write about it. And then Tanya, anything else?
Uh, yes, sir. Actually, last time we were discussing about that ship to code. So I still have the less amount of requirement right now, and not the full requirement I have gained. So once I get the full requirement regarding that ship to code, I'll discuss it. So right now I don't
Sure,
have any questions.
not a problem. But yeah, interestingly, I forgot to record that, but I was testing it because I was curious about when we discussed it last week about what happens if I change the bill to customer on a sales order. Okay, bill to a different customer as in.
Right.
And that's interesting to check as in I conceptually I know that this will happen, but I haven't tried it in the past. So when you change the bill to customer on your sales order, which is different from your sell to customer,
Mm-hmm.
your accounts that are hit on your GL are actually aligned to your bill to customer, then your sell to customer. So sell to customer kind of acts as a dummy, but all your transaction are hitting to your bill to customer number on GL at least. So what matters is bill to customer, not actually sell to customer on your transactions, as we were discussing about it on the last meeting.
Right, right, right. So the matters is the bill to customer
Right, because all the billing will happen on that customer.
on
So
that
if
customer.
if you don't change it, then it's same. The sell to customer is same as bill to customer. But if you change it, then all your transaction will be aligned to your accounts mapped to your bill to customer, not to sell to customer.
Okay, and what really what a vague requirement I just got, they told me likely was that okay, NAV has that sell to customer and thing on the upper part of the sales order.
Right?
Sorry, customer card, sorry, yes, customer card, and there is the ship to code. So that ship to code, there is that ship to code is changing from the web service they are calling every time
Okay.
yeah, every time they change the ship to code from the web, any application, so the nabs gets hit it. Nabs get it, the entry comes there automatically. That code is being there. So on that thing, ship they wanted that we don't want the maybe I cannot explain right now. I'll explain it next time because I think this might make more confused. I need to get
Okay.
it. Yeah,
Not problem.
I'm like, I need to get
So
it more
it's
clear.
it's like they have an external interface where user comes in and first keys in his requirement, what he wants. Okay.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
at that point, the sell to customer and the item and everything gets set. And then on the next page of their external system, the
mm,
user is selecting where he want to ship it to. So once he
right.
sets the ship to address, a web service calls happens to against that particular order and which tries to change the ship to code on your sales order,
Yeah,
which all is fine.
yeah, which
It's
is fine.
like, yeah, it's like you are, and I hate to give this example all the time, but it's like you are on your Amazon page and you have no address set right now. So you go to item, you select
Yeah,
that item,
yeah,
and you say I want to buy it. At that point, what's happening is behind the scene a sales order is being created for you as customer, and the item is added on your sales order.
right.
Now when you go to that page, that sales order is already created, everything is set, the buyer is set and everything, and then you select where you want to ship it. Now at that point, what you are telling to the system is go back to whatever behind the scene ERP that they have, let's assume NAV, and says okay, the shipment is required at this location. Okay. And then NAV does its magic and return the earliest shipment, or earliest arrival date of that product to you. And then on your order screen you see that expected date of delivery is this.
Right.
So I always align nav to everywhere, which is not true, but that's how I think about it, and that makes sense that there may be a web request which is just changing the ship to address
Yeah,
for that customer.
yeah, I'll get the insight, full insight. Then only I can comment, or I would like to, get into it because without getting the full requirement, even I'm confused. So once
Yeah.
I get it, then maybe it can help us. But thank you
Okay.
for the all of this knowledge about. Thank you.
Sounds good. And then these days I'm working on automated test, which is going pretty fun and I'm loving it. And yeah, anybody, any day, if you want to have an open discussion about automated test, how they help you, I think I'm at that stage where I can debate about it. I don't know much, but I have touched the surface more or less.
So I would really be a part of it.
Yeah, so yeah, you guys decide whenever you guys want to, and maybe on one Saturday we can just talk freely about automated tests and don't take questions and all. And then I started thinking about it, that what you guys are watching these days. As in, I'm right now watching a series called Homeland. which is super fun.
I really started on Peaky Blinders.
I watched the first part, and I guess I'm not into that British English much. I'm not able to get it, maybe. But right now it's Homeland, and then let's see what's next in the queue. Anybody else want to share their watch list, what they are watching?
But Homeland sort of isn't any other streaming services? Is it Netflix or
Yes,
another?
it's no, it's not on Netflix. It's on Disney Hotstar, I guess, Disney or Hotstar. I need to check where I'm watching it, but yeah, it's available somewhere, but not on Amazon or Netflix. It's
Oh, I see.
Disney Hotstar. Yeah, it's there on Disney Hotstar.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, if anybody haven't seen that, what I watched before this is I don't know why I waited for it so long. It's I forgot the name now. I'm bad with names. About that chemistry teacher. No, Money Heist. Yeah, I've completed whatever is released.
Money Heist.
No, Money Heist I've watched all five.
I'm curiously waiting for the next season, next
Right.
the
They ended at the
coming
very
next
bad
year.
level.
But yeah, the heist is still incomplete. But I'll be very disheartened. Let's see what happens next. And it's an amazing series going on. I finished it. I finished it in 2 days. But it's a great trending right now.
Yeah, and in India, Mirzapur is coming back, as in this is for Indian audience. Mirzapur Part 2 is coming up pretty soon.
Oh,
Keep
okay.
an eye on it. Anybody else want to share what they're watching? I always get intrigued with what, love to hear what people watch so that I can maybe switch on things. Okay, if that's it, then I guess that's all that I had for today. But yeah, I remember the name now. Yeah. Before this, I watched Breaking Bad, and anybody who loves, movies with thriller and what else I would say, gangs, watch Breaking Bad. It's mind-boggling. It's a huge series, but it's good. As in, maybe for the first 2 3 part, you'll feel like what's happening on the series, but Breaking Bad is something that you'll love if you are into it. But it's so good. As in, I sometimes watch. As in, I start pretty late watching my series every night, which is somewhere around 2 a.m. or so. But you can't stop it in the middle. It's so good. As in, Breaking Bad is so good if you haven't watched it.
I
So
have
yeah,
completely.
yeah, it's pretty old, and I heard that they are coming back, and it's available on Netflix also. But I heard that they are coming back with 6th season after so many years,
Yeah.
which would be fun to watch when they come up with that. But yeah, that's my playlist. If anybody wants suggestions on that, watch Breaking Bad if you haven't. It's highly rated series. It's super cool. And then right now I'm watching Homeland.
Homeland series? It's a series,
Yeah,
right?
it's a series. 8 seasons.
It's
I'm
there
on the
on
last
Netflix?
one. No, it's on Disney Hotstar.
Oh,
Yeah.
do I need to get a new subscription for that? Is there
Yeah,
a subscription for Disney Hotstar as well, right?
yeah,
So
that
I might
is.
need to get that again. But there are too many subscriptions going on right now, so I'm like limited. I've limited my subscriptions. If I'm strict to Netflix, I'll watch some of them. And then Amazon I have. I don't have Disney Hotstar. So I'm like, let's finish this stuff, then we'll get switch on to some other.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's nice.
Okay, so it's Sunday night here. Oh, sorry, Saturday night here. I'll let you guys go. Enjoy your day, night.
Thank you, sir.
Have fun. I'll watch some movies before I sleep, and I'll answer these questions as soon as I get some time. Kiran and Manish. Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks,
Bye.
Saurav. Have a nice night.
You too. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thanks. Thanks.